What's poppin', and welcome back to another episode of Fletcher the Fisherman, guys. And today I'm really excited to fish the ponds that we're about to fish, and that's because they have a really special place in my heart. And that is because, guys, this is where I actually learned how to fish. This is where I learned how to bass fish. I've been fishing these ponds since I was probably like 3 or 4 years old, and I'm really excited to get out here and fish them because there's some awesome fishing here. I've actually caught my PB out of this pond. I caught a 10-pounder. It was at least 10 pounds. I weighed it on a spring scale and it maxed it out, so it was like right at 10. I don't know exactly what it weighed. I just know it weighed at least 10, as long as that scale was reading correctly, which I think it was, but it was a giant. I doubt that fish is still in here. I caught it like, I don't know, 9 years ago, 10 years ago. It's been a minute, so I doubt it's still in here. If it is a ginormous fish. But regardless, all these ponds that I'm about to fish on this little golf course are super juicy. They have a lot of really good quality size fish, and I'm not really sure why I haven't fished out here on the channel before, guys. Like, it's not super far from where I live, and I really do enjoy fishing out here. It can just be kind of a pain with the golfers sometimes, but today it looks like the course is closed, which is good news for me, so I'm really excited about that. And then on top of that, guys, I'm sorry I haven't really been making a lot of videos like in the last 2 weeks or so. I've been having a lot of things go on behind the scenes. I have a few things that I'm excited to announce really soon. Been working on the merch, so I know some of y'all been asking about that, so I'm going to show y'all a little sneak peek really quick. So make sure you're on the lookout for that official announcement. Should be coming in a week or two, just waiting on the merch to actually get to me so I can make sure it's all up to my standards and stuff. Want to make sure I give y'all some really high quality merch and don't want y'all to be disappointed if you do buy it. But besides that, guys, the weather has been awesome. The last like 3 or 4 days have been like true awesome fall weather. It's been really consistent, really steady temperature, so I'm expecting the fish to be biting pretty aggressively today. I hope to find them just chasing bait. That's really what I'm shooting for today. And if all things go well, I could catch myself some monster fish either in this pond or like one of the other two that will probably go up and fish. But without further ado, I got all my stuff over here, so I think we should just head on over there and show y'all exactly what I'm getting started with today. Here we go, guys. We got our first option here today, and that is the topwater jaywalker right here. And this is a great option if they're going to come up and eat on the surface. Then we have my bread and butter for today, and this is just a flat-sided, shallow diving crankbait. And this thing should get munched today if they're chasing bait. Like, with the fall weather, the way it's been the last few days, I fully expect this thing to just take the cake far as bites go today. And then our third and final option, if the fish are deciding to be a little finicky, we got a little stick bait right here. I have a few other worms in the bag as well that I might experiment with, but this is going to be our main one for today, so hopefully they munch on this pretty well. But let me go ahead and get started with this crankbait. Just going to try to cover some water and see where these fish are at, see if they're munching. And if they're munching, we will probably get one pretty dang quick. So let's go ahead and fire this sucker out there. Oh, big one, big one, big one. Oh gosh, he hammered that thing. He hammered that thing. That's a good one, guys. That is a good fish right there to start the day off. And he's clobbered that crankbait just like I thought he would. Oh, get on up here. Get on up here. Check that out, guys. Oh, yes. Starting the day off strong. That is like a 4-pounder. Holy smokes. High 3 at least. I actually brought my scale today, so let me go ahead and try to weigh this, guys. But I mean, that took no time at all. I was about to say I was thinking about switching over to the topwater, just because the reason I was using this shallow crankbait right here is because all these ponds are really shallow, and with fall and all the leaves and stuff falling, there's just a bunch of stuff on the bottom, and I just thought that if I was going to crank it might start catching really bad on the bottom. And it was starting to get a little bit of stuff, but after a few casts I kind of figured out how I needed to reel it to keep it from getting too much stuff on it to make it usable. And sure enough, this big old chunk right here clobbered it, and that is what I love to see. So let me go ahead and put him down for 2 seconds while I grab the scale out of here. I'm hoping I'm gonna have to use this thing a few times today. Zeroed it out. Let's get him on here. I don't know if he's gonna be quite 4, but this is a high 3 at least all day. 3 pounds, 11 ounces. Can't beat that for a first fish of the day. Check that out, and just a healthy beast too. I mean, this fish is just gorgeous in every way possible. I'm stoked to get that one right out of the gate today. I haven't even been here more than like 5 or 6 minutes. Maybe that PB's still in here, you know? I might catch a 15 today. 15 plus, that'd be pretty epic. Oh, now he's biting me. Get out of here, Junior. Appreciate the munch though. Let's keep it going. That's a really good sign. That fish is exactly where he was supposed to be, up in this shallow pocket, shallowest area of this pond, up here trying to get bait. And let's see if there's any more hanging out up in here. You know, I wouldn't mind a 6+ pounder today. That'd be pretty nice. Might have to use that top water back here. It's super shallow. This might just be a little too shallow for this pocket. Let me go ahead and switch that. Even this thing's probably gonna be problematic for me just because, get it off me, stinking fly. Just because there's all this junk back here. This thing's probably gonna just get caught up a little bit more than I would like. This is the problem I was talking about, throwing this thing. All the like pine straw and leaves and stuff have just congregated back in this pocket. So it's gonna make it just a little bit annoying to fish top water back here. No luck with the top over there in that corner. I'm gonna take one cast with it down this bank and then go back to the crank. I lied, take one more cast. Just a nice little zing out here in the middle. This pond isn't more than like 5 feet at the most. So these fish will definitely come up for this thing pretty much anywhere in this pond. No luck there, but I just heard a little blow up back in this corner. Let me try that. I'm gonna try this one cast and then I'm done for real this time. Ooh, there's a little wake action right there when that bait hit the water. Something come for this thing. No luck. We're going back to cranking. I really want to be able to reel this thing faster than I've been fishing it, but it's just digging into the bottom too bad, which kind of sucks. Might have to switch to a chatterbait at some point if there's just too much junk on the bottom of these ponds, but this one's the shallowest one and I'm fishing the shallower area of it, so I think I can get by. So we're just gonna have to keep working this thing and see how it goes. There we go, got one. Got him on the paws. It's a squeaker this time. Come here, bud. We got a little Jimmy little titty biter right here. Come on up, my dude. This guy came up and swiped it right there on the paws, and if y'all don't do that, guys, I highly recommend doing it. Like, one of my favorite techniques for catching these fall bass, especially when they're feeding like crazy, is just burning that crankbait, burning it basically as fast as you can reel it, and then give it a nice pause every few reels. And a lot of the times what they'll do is they'll just chase that bait, they'll be in hot pursuit, you pause it, and they're just gonna hammer the piss out of it. And that is exactly what this little dude did right there. Just a little small guy. I appreciate the munch there, bud. Definitely an ambitious little fella. Let him on go. We got a big one and we got a small one. What is in store for us next? That's the fun of fishing, guys. You never know. You never know what's gonna bite. And I mean, you can definitely be skilled at fishing by all means, but there's definitely a big luck factor and just a chance factor. And that is just what keeps me coming back time and time again, because you just never know when that next giant bite's gonna come. It's a thrill, man. I mean, the second you feel that drag getting ripped off and you know it's a big one, it's just game on, and it's just so exciting. Oh gosh, man, I can't get enough of it. Oh, I just missed one right there. Dang, he grabbed it at the last second. He just probably swiped at it and just didn't get a full bite on that thing. That's unfortunate. Oh gosh, missed one. Dang, they're just swiping at it today. That's a few that have just kind of swiped at it and just haven't fully committed to it. There's one. That's a good one. Yeah. I'm up on this wall though, so I can probably get this one up. He's not crazy big. I don't have to drag him all the way over to the corner. We're gonna try to get him up on the wall. There we go. Let's go. Oh yeah, man. That is our second best one of the day. And this guy clobbered it right there. He's got all kinds of hooks in him. I'm gonna have to bring this back over to the bag to get this second one out right here, because I think he has all 3 treble hooks in him. Yeah. Can I get this out? There we go. It's like a maze trying to get this thing out of there. It was like woven in every direction in the corner of his mouth right here, and I just got this last one that's pinned in there pretty dang good. He wasn't going anywhere. No chance of getting off. All right, got that one off, and of course, this one pinned back into him. There we go. And that is a great fish, guys. That one's probably pushing 2 pounds. You know, I'll take that all day. Just a great little golf course bass. Just gonna go ahead and give him a little drop from up here. Later, bud. Oh. They're munching good. Oh man, I'm excited to fish some of the other ponds out here today, because this is a great little pond, but there's a pond out here, guys, that has giants in it. Let me tell you, I've caught more big fish out of that pond than anywhere else in my life. So, you know, hopefully they're biting as good as they are in here today, because this pond, they are munching pretty dang good. Well, I have worked my way pretty much around this pond, fished it pretty thoroughly. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the next pond. And this next pond, guys, I have some funny stuff to tell you about it, so stay tuned. Before I get to that next pond though, I wanna try this little spot in the creek, see if I can get myself a creek bass. This little eddy right here usually has a fish. Let's see if he'll eat it today. Gonna try one more cast, see if I can't get one. Hopefully I do. I've caught some really nice fish out of this creek, surprisingly. This is also like one of the places I learned to fish. This little creek used to run right behind my house downstream, and I fished a lot in this growing up as well. So if y'all want to see like a creek fishing video or just anything besides like pond hopping or anything like that, like if you have any ideas or suggestions or whatever it might be that you'd like to see me do, drop it down in the comments below. I want to hear what you guys want to see, what you guys want to watch, and hopefully I can catch some really nice fish for y'all doing whatever it is, whatever I decided to do. But it doesn't look like there is anything biting in here, so let me go ahead and move on to the pond that I was talking about, guys. Made it to the pond. Let me go ahead and grab that crank really quick. But what I wanted to tell you guys about this pond, I don't know if y'all have seen this. Some of y'all probably have, some of y'all probably haven't, but a few weeks ago there was a video circulating on the internet. Y'all might have seen it, where a car actually drove like all over the golf course like crazy and then drove into a pond. And that was actually right here. That was this pond right here. And the funny thing about that was I was literally about to go over here and film and fish this pond specifically right when that happened. Like I was like sitting in my car where I parked today, and I was deciding between just going to fish and going back because I was not like feeling too hot. And I'm really mad that I didn't, because how would have that been for a crazy video? Just see this golf cart driving or not golf cart, but car driving all over the place, all over the freaking golf course, and then just drive over the top of this wall right here into the pond. That would be absolutely crazy. But if you haven't seen that video, just I don't know, Google something like car drives into golf course pond, and I'm sure you'll find it. I can't show it on my channel for copyright reasons, but you definitely should check it out if you haven't seen it. It was definitely interesting. That lady, I would say, it was probably on something, but you never know. She could have just been having a bad day. We all have them every now and then. I was hoping that they were gonna leave the car in the pond. You know, that would have been some nice structure for the fish. I was wanting to actually come out and try to fish the car after like a day or two after the car actually drove in here, but they got it out, I think, like pretty quick. So when I came out here to fish it, it wasn't there. But that would have been funny to catch a fish off a car that got driven into a pond. You know, I bet you the fish would stack up on it. Snagged. Oh, come out. Oh, it's pulling. It's pulling, thank goodness. Come on out of there. Come on out of there. Got herself a Loch Ness monster. Let me go ahead and grab that. Thank you. That probably won't be the last one of those we catch today. Ooh, playing a dangerous game here. There's a big log. Might snag it. I snagged it. I snagged it. Oh, is it gonna float to me? Yeah, come on, float. I wanted to bounce off of it, and oh yeah, it bounced off, sweet. I'm gonna go ahead and make a quick change up really quick. I'm not taking my crankbait off, but I am taking the worm off. I don't really think I need to use that today. I wanna try to keep it moving with some moving baits, but I'm gonna tie on a little chatterbait. Just got a little box right here. Let me go ahead and put that up and grab my chatterbait. I've got a little trailer right here as well. Let me go ahead and get one of these suckers out, and that'll be a great little trailer for this thing. Perfect size. Looks like we're ready to go right there. Let me check my drag, and seems like it is in check, maybe just a tad bit more. That seems like it's good to go. I'm just gonna go ahead and put this on my rod too, because I'm about to walk over to our next pond. Let me pack all this up and we'll get moving. So I have made it to our final pond of the day, and this is the pond I've been waiting all day to get to. You know, this pond is fire, it's juicy, it's whatever great adjective you want to put in front of the word pond, because I have caught some giants in here, whether it's giant bass, giant bluegill, giant crappie, giant gizzard shad, even giant snapping turtles. I've caught those in here as well. Just this pond produces giant creatures for whatever the reason it is. It just has monsters in it. So I'm hoping I catch some really quality sized fish in here today, preferably bass, but we're just gonna have to wait and see what bites, because I've had these giant crappie and bluegill in here eat really big bass baits, which is just funny. I just don't know why they do that, but they do. So I do want to go ahead and show y'all a few pictures of mine that I've held on to. So, you know, some oldie but goldies of some giant fish that I've caught in this pond. So let me go ahead and throw those on the screen now. Hopefully you enjoy those. Look a little different now. Puberty did wonders for me. So hopefully you get a good laugh at those old pictures of me. But guys, I'm hoping we catch a really big fish in here. And I'm just gonna be switching off between the chatterbait and the crankbait, just seeing what produces the best for me. But let me go ahead and grab my crankbait rod and start working around this pond until we figure out what they're biting. There's one. There's a fish on the paws. On the paws. Oh, is it a good one? It's hard to tell right now. No monster. Not the monster I was talking about, but it's a football. Chunky as can be, just like I would expect out of this pond. A solid 2-pounder all day. That's probably our second best fish of the day so far. And this one just has a nice fat gut on him. Not a super long fish, but super filled out. Really, really healthy. Exactly what I would expect out of a fish in this pond. Every fish in here just seems to be just a big old fat behemoth, but that is a solid one. And that's our first bite in a while, so I'm glad to see the chatterbait producing for me. Let me go ahead and put this guy back on in. Thanks for the munch, bud. And if you could do me a favor and let the big girls know that I'm back, let her know that Fletcher's back in the building. I'd love to say hey and catch back up with him. Unfortunately, I struck out after that fish, but I will definitely be going back. I had a bunch of fun out there today, but hopefully y'all enjoyed today's episode. And if you did, make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. But as always, bassing is a passion. Peace.